Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Rukka Roughroad Gore-Tex jacket available at RevZilla.com. This is the new Roughroad. This is Rukka's flagship adventure jacket moving into 2017 and beyond. Now we know Rukka, they make super high-end premium textiles, typically with Gore-Tex out of Finland. And if we look at this, this feels like an adventure touring outfit. It's rugged, it's aggressive, there's a little bit of Boba Fett flavor just worked in here. And what you're getting is a Cordura 500D shell with a fair amount of stretch, a solid amount of venting, and the big thing for me is you're getting the D3O Air armor, which I keep in my pocket at all times. Molecular, thick, proprietary material where D3O teamed up with Rukka. Notice it is molecular, it is vented, it is temp stable, and you're getting shoulders, elbows, as well as a CE level 1 back protector in the Rukka fullback. Now, when I think about this jacket, outside of the styling, adjustability, and pockets, which really give it the flexibility and versatility for adventure riding, I also think about the seasonality. And this is really where a little bit of my nitpicking comes in. So fall, spring, good to go. Getting hit with a cloudburst or getting hit with continual rain, you have your fully waterproof, breathable Gore-Tex guaranteed for life liner that you're going to be able to fully remove. So you're all set there when Mother Nature decides to hammer you. That Gore liner also is lined with Outlast, which is a premium third-party material made by Scholler. It is a temp regulation material that uses a chemical paraffin wax that absorbs heat when you start to overheat and releases heat when you start to cool off. Again, keeping you at that ideal temp neutrality. But here are where my two gripes come in. The first gripe is there's no thermal. So to call it four-season wouldn't be fair. But I kind of don't care that there's no thermal, because if you think about it, if you really want to ride this into the winter, put your own thermal base or mid layers on, couple them with the Gore-Tex layer, and you're good to go. My real gripe here comes in with the fact that three-season cold weather or cool weather, fall, spring, winter, you're good to go. When you get into the summer, there are 6 vents, but in my opinion, there could be a little bit more ventilation. You have vents along the chest, which are going to flow air in. You have vents along the side, which around, and you'll see it when I turn High-Vis Brian sideways, around the windshield, you're going to get great ventilation. And up and over your windshield, again, thinking of sport touring and touring, you're going to get solid ventilation up here. And these are direct vents with the Gore-Tex liner out. In my opinion, they could have done a long sleeve. They could have made the vents a little bigger. In a super hot weather, summertime riding, it could flow a little bit more air. And that's really just that's where I think they could improve this jacket. So depending on how you ride, where you ride, if you live in California, you're going to be just fine. If you live in Finland, you're going to be just fine. If you're here in the Northeast and you're just dying for that extreme ventilation on an adventure jacket when you're riding depths of the summer, that's going to be one of the trade-offs you're making here. Because ultimately you're going to get great airflow, but you're not going to get the best airflow that we see out there. So keep that in mind. If we think about the adventure and 3/4 set from Rukka, think about the Gator, which is going to be Gore Pro stretch shell, 3/4 length, a little bit more blacked out, less rugged and adventure-y than the Roughroad, but again, getting that great big direct airflow. And again, you can think about that when you're comparing and contrasting within the line. And if you ultimately want to go a little bit more sport touring or touring, there's the Armaxius and Armaxion as well, which are less adventure styled. Now, let's take a step back for a second. 2 colors. We have our gray orange, we have our gunmetal, and high-vis. Again, it is a full tech-inspired suit here, and is extremely feature-rich. Let's talk briefly about High-Vis Brian's sizing here in the Roughroad. Notice it's a touring cut with a lot of adjustability. Adjustability forearm, bicep, down along the waist, and up around the collar. He is going to be 6 foot 195, 42-inch chest, athletic build. He's wearing a size 50. Notice, 42-inch chest, and we have him in a 50. True, of all Rukka, it fits about a half size to a full size large. So if you use the size chart, it's going to say buy a 52, take a step back, and buy a 50. High-Vis Brian's size chart says buy a 52. A 52 would give him too much room. Now, if you're a little bulky, have some room in the waist, you could go along with the size from the size chart. If you're a little bit more trim, like High-Vis Brian is, or you're more athletic build, go a size down. It'll fit a little more svelte. You have plenty of adjustability, and you also have plenty of stretch here as well. It'll work with you. So keep that in mind. Remember, we'll ship free over 39 bucks. I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, requests, and your feedback on the new Roughroad. Now, stepping back into the Roughroad for a second, let's talk about all the features front to back utilized and all the materials that are going to be utilized. The first thing is let's talk with the collar. We have the collar in summer or warmer weather configuration, which means it's your adjustable collar. Notice it's nice and high in neoprene. It's going to be comfortable against your skin. And notice this flap here along the side. This collar comes with a full Gore-Tex stretch storm cuff that we've removed. So when you're riding from fall into winter, you put that storm cuff on, it comes up nice and high. It's going to jam you in the beard. That's what it's designed to do. It will be comfortable and it will make sure there's a great seal around your neck underneath your helmet. That's something we're a fan of. If we look at the rest of the collar, the way it opens up, notice it does snap back. You have the ability to do that, and that little snap right there is for that storm collar. We've already talked about the collarbone vents. Again, could be a little bigger. They're going to flow air that's coming up and over the windshield. If we look at the front of this jacket, you're going to see there's a lot going on. We have these pockets that also double as vents here along the chest. These are not waterproof. These tabs are going away. We hammered Rukka a little bit, and they're, making some of these more branded elements a little bit more toned down on the production version. And if we make our way down to these fold-over pockets, these are going to be your storm or waterproof pockets. Notice how that comes into play. There's no hand warmer pockets there either. So again, it's just a big flapped cargo pocket on the front down towards the bottom. If we look at the arms, this is all Cordura stretch. Up here around the elbow, it's going to allow for great range of motion. It's going to allow for those of you that have different sized arms to work within this jacket. And notice 2 points of adjustability, 3 snaps forearm, 3 snaps bicep. We like to see that. Again, that's going to allow you to just fine tune this depending on whether you're wearing the liner or not wearing the liner. If he moves his arm, simplified Rukka cuffs. Lateral side, Velcro, hardcore, nice and big. It's going to move down like that. There's no zipper on the inside of this cuff. Again, for 17, we're seeing Rukka simplify all of their cuffs. And if we look at the front of this jacket, there's a lot going on. It's not terribly over the top from a complexity standpoint, but it is meant to be fully functional for, again, thinking about riding on a full-on adventure bike, doing light dual sporting, or getting a little more off-road and spending some time working a little harder standing on the pegs. Turn face that away for me there, HVB. If we look at the side of this jacket, we have more stretch that ultimately couples within panels of Cordura. Notice this orange piping moving around, again, giving a little bit of a pop of color. This is the Rukka logo. That is absolutely going to be reflective. And you see the dual area of reinforcement around the elbow and the forearm. That's going to be Cordura. Again, 500D, the real stuff. It's not going to be knockoff Cordura. We'll see them using premium materials. You'll notice the dual stitching. Everything in Rukka is going to be safety stitch. The fins are known for their textiles. Now, if High Vis Brian raises his arm, you're going to notice a few things going on here. One is going to be this massive vent panel, and 2 is going to be the cinching, because it is a 3/4 length coat that comes in and allows him to cinch it down. So again, a lot going on here, a lot of fine tunability. You can go vent position 1 open, vent position 2 open. You can cinch this down and make it tighter if you like. And notice along the side here, that is a rabbit pouch. And that rabbit pouch is really for your waterproof, breathable Gore liner that also has the integrated outlast. That's where you could put that or stash anything when you're riding and need the extra storage. High Vis Brian, turn face backwards for me. If HVB goes backwards, notice reflectivity on the left side of the R, the orange high visibility pop of the R on the right side. He is getting a full back, that's CE level 1 D3O, part of the D3O Air collection from Rukka. That is coming stock. We like to see that. Again, you're spending closer to that $800-900 mark if you're going for this jacket. And if we look up here across the back, notice 2 pops of reflectivity. You have neoprene that goes around the back. It is going to be a comfortable jacket and is designed for all season use. Again, notice how it comes together too with the rough road pant, again, making it the full suit. You can see that we have a full detailed breakdown video on the rough road pant. You're going to want to check that out as well. Come back around to the front for me there, HVB. If we open it up now and give you a shot of the inside, there's a lot going on here. Big YKK zip goes all the way down. You'll see where it terminates at the bottom. Notice the snap coming across. That is going to be a rubberized snap. Go ahead and open that up for me, Brizzle. As Brian opens it up, now, what you're seeing here is a fully integrated Gore-Tex liner. And notice, it's not a destination liner. It is meant to be functional, no frills. Again, not meant for sitting around the campfire. It is really meant for riding, for stowability, and to make sure it stays in the right place. Or you have the ability to take your jacket off and not have to worry about the second layer, because this jacket is designed to be, in many cases, worn with the liner in, as is many cases with the liner out. Some of the other Rukka jackets have streamlined and simplified their Gore liners with no snaps or zippers because you're not using them that often. On the inside of the jacket itself, mesh, it's going to feel comfortable and wick against your skin if you have the liners out. Notice the collar. It's 2-phase material. You have your neoprene on the inside, which is wetsuit material and stretchy, creating that great seal. And then you have that wonderful heavy-duty fleece. And I say heavy-duty because it's premium, but it's ultimately going to be really soft and wicking against your skin. Very soft up here along the top. If you're not using the Gore-Tex liner, you're going to get that directly against your skin. Notice Napoleon pockets on both sides. You have your 360-degree zip with your big hardcore YKK Vislon zipper to connect it to your rough road pants, and you do have that strap grommet here, that D-ring, if you want to use the strap that comes underneath your body, underneath your crotch, and allows you to really cinch it down and keep it in place. Now, Briz, if we look here on our Gore-Tex Outlast liner, you're going to notice another big pull that you can easily find with a glove. Notice that it is a waterproof zipper, big zipper garage across the top, and if we open it up, there's my mesh inner lining. It's going to wick. You see up here towards the collar is a soft but Gore-Tex material. So again, you're not getting that fleece against your skin if you're using the waterproof layer. Some manufacturers will do that. Could be an interesting addition for the next iteration here. Just make this a little softer of a material, but it's not fully abrasion resistant, or it's not going to be a fully abraded material. It's not going to be very scratchy or uncomfortable. It's just not as soft as the fleece behind it. Notice you do have functionality too on the inside, because those two pockets become your waterproof pockets. Waterproof on the inside as well as the outside. And if you want to link via the stretch panel and another YKK Vislon zipper, you can link the waterproof Gore-Tex liner on the pants to the jacket. Remember, this is where the Outlast material lives, and that's going to be that temperature-regulated, fine-tuned material, again, that's calibrated for comfort from human body heat. As you heat up, it's going to pull, it has a cooling effect, and it pulls the heat away, and as you cool down, it releases that energy back to you. But again, I would not consider it a thermal liner. I would consider it a temperature regulator. If you're going to rock this jacket going into the winter, you're going to rock some type of thermal base or mid layer underneath it, because flat out or heated gear, you're going to get cold. Again, it's meant to be tuned. I would say this is a 4-season setup for somebody that might live in California. I wouldn't say that it's 4-season for the Northeast unless you're adding to it. And the summer, again, it's going to get a little warmer than you expect, because again, the vent scheme is, call it 7.5, maybe 7.5, 7 out of 10. It's not going to be an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 when you think about airflow. So all in, it's nice to see Rukka do a really high-end, fully featured, adventure-oriented jacket to cover the adventure market. Typically, they're known for a little bit more muted, more European, super premium jackets that have more of that sport touring or touring style to them. And again, in the same class, you're looking at Armaxis, Armaxian. If you want to go 3-season full-on hot weather and you want Gore-Tex in it, check out the 4 Air jacket, which ultimately would be waist length, but again, similar materials, but ultimately breathability is the highest goal with that jacket. The next step in your journey, though, is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page on the Rough Road at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews. You should not just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback, but more importantly, stay up to date with our opinion on the latest and greatest in the motor universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.